welcome to all our viewers via Facebook. We are so grateful again to bring you forth the word of Yah, the word in season, and especially that have been following us on this account. We've been doing a lot of trying to explain the prophecies and the revelation right from the beginning, and I believe you've learned a lot from those very simple teachings, just trying to bring a few things from creation like we've been doing. But I believe we are so grateful for your support and how you've been following us. And from now on, I think we will introduce a new teaching, just trying to exhort you through some of the few things that will really also bring you into the understanding of the Father's doing right from the beginning. I believe the concept of our teaching is coming from Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10, where we're told that Yah declared the end from the beginning, and therefore we understand that if we want to understand the end, we're supposed to go to the beginning. And so we are trying to use the beginning as in the understanding of the end, and in the understanding of a lot of things that are supposed to be understood. Like it is today, people have been taught to say, if you go to the Old Testament, that is old, and we in the New, but that's not how scriptures are supposed to be looked at. And I believe this will help you now to see that without the Old Testament, you cannot understand the New Testament. Without the Tanakh, you cannot understand the Brit Hadashah, which is connected. You cannot enjoy the fruit without understanding the root. So the old is the root, and the new is the fruit. So these two are one and the same. So I believe this is going to help you even as we continue to do our study. And now, our today's study is on the image of Elohim, which we're going to pick from the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. And before this, I'm so grateful for what Yah has been. And praise and honor goes to Yah Elohim, the Elohim of our father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so praises to everyone that has been so supportive and also trying to encourage us in what we are doing. We are also learning a lot as we continue to do all these studies. So I believe as you continue to learn, please, you're welcome to ask questions. If there's anything that you want to know more, I did say that we have even a school. So I believe this will really help you much even as we continue to learn together the words of the King. So now, today we are looking at the image of Elohim, which is coming from the book of Genesis or Bereshit chapter 1 verse 26. And the readings are as follows. The scriptures are saying that Yah created man in his image. Elohim created man in his image. He said, let us create man in our image, that he may have dominion over the fowls of the air, the fish of the sea, the beast of the field, and the creeping things of the ground. Therefore Elohim created man in his image. He created him male and female. And we see exactly, he says, let us create man in our image and after our own likeness, that he may have dominion over the fowls of the fish, the fowls, the beast of the field, and the creeping things of the ground. So we are seeing right from the beginning that there's an intention why he's creating man in his image, so that he may have dominion, or he may rule over all flesh. That's what he's saying, with the beast, the fowls, the creeping things of God are representing the flesh and blood, or the nephesh from the Hebrew understanding. So the reason why man was created in the image of Elohim is that he should dominate. So if we are not dominating, we're being dominated, then therefore we are not reflecting or revealing Yah's image on earth. So if we are in his image, we're supposed to be dominating the fowls, the fish, the creeping things of the ground, and the beast of the field, which are all flesh, okay, which is nephesh. So with this understanding, we will really begin to understand what it means to be in the image of Elohim. Now, first of all, we need to understand the word image. What is an image? Now, if you look at the Hebrew word for image, the Hebrew word for image is a tselem, which comes from the root word tsel, which may mean a shadow or an imitation or a copy or something that replicates or a replica. So number one, a shadow. Number two, an imitation, a copy or a replica of something. So when he is creating man in his image, man should replicate Elohim in this physical earth. In other way, by replicating Elohim, he should dominate, he should be a king, a ruler, a king of kings. That's what it means. So now, if we are not ruling in the earth as a people, we are being dominated, then it means that we are not reflecting or revealing the image of Elohim, because the image of Elohim was there for dominion or for rulership, for one to be king or one that should dominate over all flesh. That's what it means. So we have to be very careful, because I have heard many teachings around the word image, that all man is created in the image of Elohim, all flesh and blood is created in the image of Elohim. But you could see in this, the Reshit chapter 1 verse 26 is so specific when he talks about creating man in his image. The whole essence was about him dominating, meaning him having authority, or him ruling over all flesh and blood. That was the reason why he was created in the image, that he may be a king over all flesh that the Father has created from the dust of the earth. And I believe this is making a lot of sense. So we see that the essence of Elohim creating man in his image, that man should replicate him, because Elohim is king, therefore man also in the physical sense should be a king. That's what it means. So if we are not ruling, we are slaves, then we cannot claim to be manifesting Yah's king image in this earth. Why? Because as an image, we are supposed to be above, or we are supposed to rule over all flesh. So when we are not ruling the flesh, we're ruling the flesh and blood, it means we are not reflecting Yah's image. And this is very, very important. That according to the Hebrew word, I said that the word image literally may mean a copy, a replica, but also an imitation or a shadow of something. So number one, a replica or an imitation or a copy or a shadow of something, or a reflection or an expression of something that is revealed through a different media or through a different person. From a source, the original copy, then you have a copy made. From the original, you have an imitation. From the original copy, you have a replica. From the original copy, you have something that is a shadow of the original copy. That's what the word image really means. Now, when Yah created man in his image, he said that they should have dominion over all these things. So the purpose of creating man in his image was that man should now rule over all flesh and blood, and that is what it means. So now, when we are in the earth as all flesh, we are, of course, we are all flesh and blood, but now, among us the flesh, the man was picked to be a king over all flesh, to rule over all flesh by being in his image. So if we are not ruling as a people, we are being dominated, we've been crushed down, we are the servants of everyone, we are slaves, and we only work for others in order to attain our lives or to sustain ourselves. It means we are not yet reflecting or revealing Yah's image in our very experience as a people. So that's what it really means. So we have to be very careful when we say all of us are created in the image of Elohim. The fowls were not created in the image of Elohim. Neither was the beast or created in the image of Elohim. Neither was the creeping things on the ground. And if you understand, all these flesh is also pointing to kingdoms. The fowls is a kingdom. The fish is a kingdom of Dagon, where Dagon was worshipped. Also, we have the serpent, the creeping things. We see in Psalms 74, verse 12, that the serpent was also typifying Egypt, the Egyptians. So we see the same also in the book of Revelation. We have the serpent also with 7 heads. Okay, so these are not just merely snakes that went to Adam and did all those things. These are typifying or pointing to kingdoms that are supposed to be ruled, to be under the rulership of man. So man was supposed to dominate all these other nations. That's what he's saying. Just like in the book of Exodus chapter 19 says, we was telling the children of Israel that if you're going to obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a nation above all nations. In other words, you're going to dominate, you're going to be my image in dominating all flesh and blood. All the nations are supposed to be dominated by the image of Elohim. So Israel as a nation, they were supposed to reveal or to reflect or to show forth to the world Yah's image by dominating and by being above all these nations. Okay, so that's what it means. Then we can also see through the Messiah. When the Messiah was raised from the dead, he was raised far above all principality, meaning the dominions, kingdoms, so meaning that the Messianic kingdom will rise far above this, because Messiah is the expressed image of Elohim. So if we are saying we are the image of Elohim, first of all, the question that you need to ask yourself is, are we above everyone? Are we ruling this earth? If we are not ruling this earth as a people, it's not true to claim that we are reflecting or revealing Yah's image. No. Yah is not a slave. He's not a laborer, one that is working for everyone, working in farms, working for what? Yah is the creator, is the producer of everything. Therefore, he's a king that is dominating and ruling over everything is created. Therefore, if we are reflecting or revealing his image on earth, we're supposed also to be dominated, to be above others, just like it is written in Exodus chapter 19. I think this is helping you to understand that the purpose of creating this image was that this image in another way should dominate, or this image is supposed to be worshipped by these other nations. So in another way, we see also the Messiah, who is the expressed image, being worshipped in the book of Revelation. Why? Because an image is supposed to be worshipped. Right from the beginning, it's supposed to be obeyed. In other words, supposed to be a king that receives worship. And as the image is receiving worship, the one that created an image is worshipped anyway. I'll give an example. So if you make maybe an image in a very physical sense, and you begin to worship that image which you made by your own hands, it means that you are not worshiping that which you made, but you're worshiping yourself, because you are the one that created it. So if you create an image and you're worshiping it, it's just indirectly worshiping yourself. That's what it means. So when Yahweh created the image was supposed to be obeyed by all flesh. So by the obeying of the image, they are obeying the Creator Himself. That's what it means. So this is very crucial as we begin to pick these subjects. So the image is connected to dominion. The image is connected to rulership. The image is connected to a God that is worshipped. That's why in the scripture we are told, are ye not Elohims? Are ye not gods? Meaning you're supposed to be the image that is revealed and can receive worship. As you receive worship, then the Creator who created that image is the one that is being worshipped in that. So this is very, very crucial as we continue to really look at this study of an image. So now, this is very crucial. So the other question that we're going to ask ourselves is that how is an image created? Okay? How can we create an image? We need to understand. Now, I'll bring in a simple picture of how man and woman produce a child. And if a child does not carry some likeness, or similarities with the father, there's going to be a doubt if that child is the father is the owner of that child, because we want to see some similarities in that child. The child should be a likeness or should be a reflection of the father. Okay, so how do we create a child? How is a child come into being? A child comes into being through number one, a seed that is sown by a man into a woman, and secondly, also by the hand. The hand also reveals the deeds. So in other way, we can say an image is created through the seed, which is the word. Then also an image can be created by the hand, which is the deeds. And the two things now, the deeds and the word, or the voice and the deeds, creates an image. I'll give an example. If we are trying to create an image, another way we should create the image through a seed, which is the word, or a voice. Also, we create an image through the hand. Okay, the hand is involved. That's why Elohim says, you worship the image which you created by your own hands, which you made by your own hands. We see that the hand is involved in the making of an image, but also the seed is involved in the creation of an image. So what am I trying to say? I'm saying that the two things are very crucial in the creation of an image. So in other words, there's going to be the seed or the word involved. Then secondly, the deeds. Okay, let me bring in a picture of a child in a home. A child is created in the father's image through his own seed, or is a product of the seed of the father. Then secondly, also by the deeds of the father, children learn from our deeds. What we do, they see. I'll give an example. That if we are living as careless in our homes, and children are seeing us in that very lifestyle, they become exactly what we are. Because they are learning from us through our own action, through our own deeds. They learn from us. They are not learning from us only through a voice, but also through our action. So we can bring the scripture and teach them. But if we don't also accompany scripture with action, then we are living differently. We are doing things that are contrary to what we are teaching them. Then we are confusing them, because both the voice and the deeds are supposed to be consistent. They're supposed to be the same. So in other words, what am I saying? I'm saying you can create an image through education. So when you are educating or teaching, you teach people through two things, either through your voice or through your deeds. So an image is created through the voice or through the word, through the seed, then also through the deeds. Okay? That's why I'll give an example of Moses. When Moses was called in Exodus chapter 4, he had a staff in his hand and he was commanded to drop it down to the ground. And when it went to the ground, it changed into an image of a serpent. But he was commanded to pick it up in his hands again. And you see, whilst the serpent was in the hands of Moshe, there was a transformation again back to the very staff, meaning that it is by the deeds of the head or a king that these others learn and they are transformed into the image of a king. So number one, we are saying an image is created through a voice, but also through the deeds. So just like I gave an example in the home, that our children do not just learn from us through a voice only, but also through our deeds. So the combination of the two, the deeds and also the voice. If you look at now from the Hebrew perspective, even the Hebrew word for the word fruit is peri, meaning the mouth, which is the word, then the peri, there's a yod in the end, which is the hand. But at the center of the word peri, there is a rosh, the head, which is the king, the ruler. So, or the father should teach the children through the mouth and through the hand. So meaning that by teaching your children through your voice, but also through your deeds, you are creating an image. Okay? You are creating an image. That's how an image is created. So if we are still slaves, how can the Father create us back into being kings? So we need to go through his learning. I'll give an example of the children of Israel, because the picture that Moses is showing is a picture of what happened to the children of Israel. When they fell as a kingdom, they went into Egypt, which is a nation which had a serpentine culture, and they assimilated and transformed into the image of a serpent. Okay? Then when they were delivered again, because remember the hand is the one that delivers. He says, I shall deliver you by my outstretched arm. He picks them by the tail, because they were reduced to a tail in the kingdom of a serpent. So he picks them by the tail, picks the serpent by the tail, and in his hand we see them transforming back into the staff, meaning into being kings again, into being rulers of all that Yah created. That's the picture that is portraying there. So I'm trying to help you understand how an image is created. An image is created through the voice and the hand, through the voice and the deeds. through the voice and the deeds. And exactly that's what we are saying. So if Elohim is creating his own image, he should create his image by his voice and also his deeds. Now, if we come into the book of Bereshit or Genesis chapter 26, verse 5, the scriptures are saying that, and Abraham obeyed my voice. So we see Abraham obeying his voice, because that's the only way that Abraham will be created in the image of Elohim is through his voice. So, and what is his voice is, he kept my charges and my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. So what is his voice? His voice is his statutes, his judgments, his statutes, his charges, his commandments, and his laws. This is his voice. In John chapter 10 we are told, my sheep shall hear my voice and they shall follow. They shall imitate, they shall become my image, as expressed image, through the voice. And again, not only a voice, but remember also through the deeds of somebody, which is also portraying a complete picture of what the fruit is. This is very, very, very important to understand. And I believe you are getting to understand how an image is created. So this is very crucial. An image is created through a voice and the hands. This is very, very important. An image is created through the voice and the hands. So you teach your children. Another way I'm saying that you create an image through education or through teaching, and you teach your children through your voice and your deeds, your behavior, your manners, the way you live. Also the way you behave in the presence also is the way you teach them, so they will learn from you by just observing you. And this is very, very important. So by this I'm saying, as we continue in the next chapter 2 of our series, I'll also continue to explain more on the image. Literally I'm saying, yeah, bless you, as you also continue to follow us and learn more on this teaching, the image of Elohim. Yeah, bless you.